This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat that far. All right, let's talk about it, man. Because I feel like I felt the need to bring this video to the forefront and explain this, because men need to understand this. With women, and I have to explain this at the highest levels. I'm going to give you guys the He Knows Everything True Alpha Extraordinary Governed by True Alpha Economics experience. Once you start getting these experiences, you will really understand how women work. More so than anybody else. This is not... See, He Knows Everything doesn't fall under anything. It's not red pill, community, nothing. He Knows Everything falls under his own community. He's his own independent free agent. He never falls up under anything. He falls up under his own breath, his own drum. So we're going to clarify that and make that clear. Before people start saying this is a red pill video, no. This is a He Knows Everything video. Let me say it again. Before people start saying this is a red pill, no, this is a He Knows Everything video. This whole ideology, people just love labels. Before there was labels, how about things were just what the fuck they were? Let me say it again. Before labels, how about things were exactly what the fuck they were? Now let's get on to it. You got to understand, with women, when they first meet you at first sight, the biggest thing, this is why you think He Knows Everything always tells men, you gotta harp on your physicality. You gotta harp on being in the best shape possible. This is highly instrumental and highly important, because if you're not in the best shape possible and you're not in the best conditioning physically, you put yourself in a precarious situation. If a woman sees that you got a big waistline, you don't take care of yourself, there's some guttage going on, you done sat there and let your face get so fucking fat, or you sit there and you basically don't look like the athletic, full masculine specimen that you're supposed to be, they question you even at that level before you even say anything. This is why do you think? And there's alpha males that are fat. Let's not act like that doesn't exist. We all know fat friends, and we all know chubby friends, and we all know overweight friends that can pull women left and right. So just because you're athletic and you're in physical conditioning, because we also have men that are in the best physical conditioning, they're athletic, and their self-esteem is shit. So let's just clarify that. But those are special circumstances. These are not normal, everyday circumstances. In normal, everyday circumstances, if you can help it, which you should, get your fucking ass in shape. Don't use this as an excuse, oh, I got game, so because I got game, I can basically do whatever I want. No. But why not, if you have the ability to have an added advantage in every area, why not maximize it? Only brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads do that. This is what self-improvement is all about. This is what self-preservation is all about. This is what self-consciousness is all about. Always finding a way to improve yourself, because you can always improve yourself. There's no end all be all. There's no ideology. There's no mindset. There's no methodology that tells you you have it all figured out. And it's a fool that thinks that way, that they always have it figured out. No, you don't always have it figured out. So if you have the ability to self-improve, self-fucking improve. When women see you the first time, they judge you off of your physical. They don't fucking know you. Before you even utter words, before you even say, man, I'm the best, I can have women like this wrapped around my finger, I have the gift of gab, they see your physicality. They look at your body, they look at you from head to toe, they're looking at your nails, they're looking at your hair, they're trying to see if you a clean motherfucker, if you groomed well. And if you notice, women do this very slick thing with men that they're interested in. They brush up on you in it's a very slick, feminine way. You know why they do this? And they do this immediate. I mean, they do this immediately. It's because they want to be able to determine if you smell right. They are looking at all of these things. It's funny that even in Alaska, I'm called Miami Vice. I love it. That's the swag they give me. They call me Miami Vice. It's very funny to me. I love it. But you see, I created a niche for myself. because I am from Miami. I have swag. And if you know anything about the show Miami Vice, it's the greatest compliment anybody can give anybody. Because those guys can dress. Those guys were chick magnets. Those guys basically outline and represent masculinity at the highest levels. Go watch Miami Vice and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anybody from Miami, if a woman say that your swag is Miami Vice, you are fucking in there. Like booty hair, though. I don't know if you guys ever heard the term in there like booty hair. Let me say it again. In there like booty hair. That's what you are. You are in there like booty hair. Now, anyways, let's get back onto it. Your physicality needs to be at its greatest level. Because for a woman to determine you, they have to determine your physical ability. They have to determine your physical shape. They have to determine, is this guy physically fit? Physical fitness is crucially important because physical fitness tells them, one, you're not a 2-minute, 5-minute man. You can actually fuck. Physical fitness tells them that you can put in the work. You got conditioning in the bedroom. No one wants to be with a fat slob, man. No woman wants to be with no guy that he can potentially have a heart attack or he can potentially just croak the fuck over and just die having sex. That's not a fun feeling. We've heard people that have had that happen to them. That is not a fun feeling. A woman wants to know that you can be able to manhandle her and handle her for a good, long period of time. This is going to require you to get in the best physical fitness and in shapeness of your life. That means eat right, sleep well, work out intensely, and repeat. Let me say it again. Eat right, sleep well, work out intensely, and repeat. You do these things, then you should be in a good, very, 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 very good positioning. Now, after the first moments of physicality has been established, now it's about how you conduct yourself. Are you a masculine male, or do you look away? I don't believe in, giving a woman eye contact 100%. The reason why I say that is because when you give a woman eye contact 100%, you come across as too dominant. This is from my trial and error. This is from my experiences. I can't speak for anybody else, but I've learned this through experience firsthand. You can come across as too dominant, and what it does is it scares her away. It's not that she's scared in such a bad way. She's just scared that, damn, this guy right here is just too much. Like, your presence can be too intense. So the rule that you want to use when it comes to eye contact is you always give them eye contact when you're supposed to give them eye contact. That never changes. But you want to adopt a 2/3. The reason for that is because every now and then you want to take your eyes and fixate it off of them. And when I say fixate it off of them, I don't mean completely fixate it off of them. What I'm talking about is you remove your eye away from them and you stare at their breasts. And they got to know that. They have to feel that. Body language is everything, and I'm going to get to that. And then after you stare at their breasts, then you gaze away. And everything that you do, it has to be in quick bursts. And when I say quick bursts, not you just quickly look and then you look away. I'm talking about quick in the sense of you're not sitting there staring the whole fucking time. That's what I mean. Because you also don't want to do quick glances. Quick glances in terms of basically turning your head and shifting your head fast and all of this. It protrudes nervousness. Everything that you do, because you're the alpha male in the room, has to be done with dominance. That is even when you're gazing upon someone. You have to show that you're the dominant person when you're looking at them. Then when you get away from the breast, you quickly brush back up to the eye. So that way she knows that, okay, you got her attention. And here's a trick that you got to use. I love using this trick. You can basically look away and then look at her forehead. The reason why the forehead is very important is because it's letting her know that you're the dominant person in the fucking room. And it's basically giving her the superiority versus the inferiority mindset. It's letting her know that, okay, this guy right here, he's basically laying stake on his territory at this point. Women are very smart in knowing these things. So you don't need to sit there and do too much in terms of body language for them to figure out. You just need to make things very obvious in terms of your intention and in terms of what you're looking for and what you want in the scenario and in the situation. The other thing too, you got to be seductive. So not only staring at her breasts, you're staring at her ass, you're staring at her body parts, but you're doing it in such a way to where she knows that she's being sexualized, but not overly sexualized. Because no woman wants to feel like the slut in the room. They want to feel like, okay, he finds me sexy through the eyes. See, this is why you don't have to sit here and compliment women. Your eyes will do the complimenting for you. Let me say it again. You don't have to sit here and compliment women. Your eyes will do the compliment for you. If you're interested in a woman, your eyes gives them the physical validation that you're interested. So hence through body language, they can get it. And they can put two and two together. Now, another thing too is when you are around a woman, always stand straight. Posture is everything. Don't sit there and cross your arms. That shows that you are timid and nervous. Don't ever do that. And if you do that, check yourself. Because you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make the mistake, especially if you have a habit of doing it. Just be mindful of yourself. There's going to have to be a lot of moments. If there's bad habits that you have to pep talk yourself. Watch this video 1,000,000 times so that you can understand all of the basic fundamental principles on what's being talked about here, and you'll get it. If you crossing your arms, uncross your fucking arms. Because why are you tense? It's sending the message that, you mean business. You don't mean business with her. You want pleasure with her. So make sure you're in a pleasurable stance. Keep your arms pointed outward. Don't put your arms in a fist. You're not about to fight somebody. You're not about to engage and get into an interaction where you're going to go toe-to-toe with someone. This is a woman that you want to show her that you can be cool, calm, and collected and open with her. Women love transparency when it comes to body language. So show her transparency from that aspect. Have your arms pointed out. And when I say have it pointed out, don't have it pointed out like, you got your fingers crossed. Just have it pointed out in a very masculine way. Your shoulders is everything. Your shoulders tell people if you are timid, if you are nervous, if you are beta, or you're an alpha. Your body can say a lot to people. So with your shoulder, what you want to do is you want to push your shoulders back. You want to have your shoulders in an upward motion backwards. What this does is this allows your chest to pump out. Why do you want that? Because now you're giving her the idea that you got a nice frame. You have a masculine frame. And that you stand tall. You don't have to be the tallest person, or you could be the size of Napoleon. But if you stand this way, you're sending the message that you stand tall. The other thing, alpha males take up a lot of space. Don't be this guy that crosses your feet together. That's what women do. You don't cross your feet together. Crossing your feet together showcases nervous energy. Your feet need to be shoulder width apart. Now, he knows everything has his feet even a bit more than shoulder width apart. When he stands in a very open way. Like, he just stands like, look, I'm open. This is my kingdom. Wherever I'm at, the atmosphere, I run it. This is my environment. I dominate it. You have to let her know that you dominate the environment that's encompassing you. And the only way that you can let her know this is by you being open. So shoulder width apart is acceptable. But if you're looking to be a true alpha, we always go past acceptable. We go beyond acceptable. So if you can stand in a way to where it doesn't look awkward to you, master it. Practice. It's trial and error. Ups and downs, peaks and flows. Ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. Work on it. If you can master the ability to even go past shoulder width apart, do it. Because the message that you're sending to her is you take up a lot of space. This sends the message of dominance. This is whether you're in front of a woman, whether you're in front of a man, it sends that message that you are dominant. Now, the other thing, when you're speaking to her, do not speak to her in no squeaky ass voice. You see, these are things that you can work on, self-improvement. And don't speak to her in such a high voice. High voice sends the message that you are in an alert state and that there's trouble. Squeaky sends the message that you're just a boy, that you haven't even hit puberty or some shit like that. You want to speak to her in a very powerful, masculine, seductive way. And the way that you speak to her is as simple as slowing down the phonetics, slowing down the cadence. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm slowing down the cadence. You see the difference? You see what just happened here? I slowed down the cadence in how I speak. Because your voice as a man needs to be calming. You need to have calming monotones in how you speak. And you need to be sure in everything that you say, even if it's bullshit. You need to be very sure in it. These types of things are things that you can practice on yourself and you can work on. It may sound foolish to a lot of people, but these things actually work. If you practice over and over again, you self-affirm yourself through affirmation over and over again, and you basically tell yourself you're going to be confident in the situation, you're going to have confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset in the situation, then you will achieve that. And then the actual meat and potatoes of it. Once all of these things are established, once you've successfully mastered all these things, now here comes the element of what you have to do in order to attract the woman at the highest levels. You got to just basically be able to communicate. Now, communication with women require 3 key ingredients. 1, you have to show her that you're actively engaged. Active engagement is as simple as active listening. You don't want to be the one to be doing all the talking. You want her to do as much talking as possible. That way you can filter out if this woman is even worth your fucking time. By you letting her run her mouth, you are basically essentially figuring out if she makes sense. If she actually makes sense. The reason why you want a woman to keep ongoing with conversation is because if you are able to put 2 and 2 together and you're able to use common sense and you're able to read right through bullshit. Now, if you're not able to do this, these are one of the things that you can self-improve on and learn through trial and error. It's going to take you maybe you having to go out there and experience women. I mean, there's just nothing better than experience. Experience is the best teacher. A lot of times you need to go through some shit to learn some shit. Let me say it again. You need to go through some shit to learn some shit. Any motherfucker that tells you you shouldn't go through stuff, then how the fuck will you learn? Any motherfucker that tells you, well, women are just not going to, women can just come, they're just going to come up to you. If you're expecting a woman to come up to you, you will never get women. You got to know that you are the man. So you have to be the one to go to her in terms of approaching her. But that's once everything is established that she does actually want you to approach her. But anyways, back to the staring part, and then I'll get to that point. You want her in conversation. You not only want her to do all the talking, the body language you want to send to her is that you are interested in what she's talking about. You're actively engaged in what she's talking about. And you're staring at her while she's saying these things. These are the moments where staring is crucial. The reason for that is because you're letting her know that you're gazing into her eyes. You're creating the big dilated pupils in her eyes, which is key because that's going to let her know that you have the ability and the access to create nervous energy in her. But obviously, you doing this itself doesn't work. She actually has to showcase these mannerisms and showcase these behaviors. Now, as this is happening, the other element of it is you also want to make sure that every now and then you interject yourself. You don't also want to be the guy that just all you're doing is listening. then you're not having a conversation. But when you interject on things that you want to talk about. Because at the end of the day, as being the alpha male, you have to showcase that what you're saying is more important than what she's saying. And she's going to follow. You make what you're saying that's more important believable, and you make it authentic and you make it consistent, she will follow. And hence, you're basically showcasing to her a prelude before anything gets deeper, that you're the leader, that you lead situations because you can lead the conversations. This is very important. This is very key. And the other thing too, while you're communicating with her, you can't have her stoic. And you can't be stoic the whole fucking time. You gotta balance it out. Because women are like cats. They always back and forth with their mindset. So you gotta switch it up. So you gotta also get her to laugh a lot. But you gotta pick and choose the spots, because you don't wanna sit there and have her laughing the whole time. Because if she's laughing the whole time, she's gonna find you more as a friend. You see what I'm saying? And when you have her laughing, it needs to be laughing about seductive things, masculine to feminine things, things that showcase that you are still the alpha male. These things are very important. This is how you communicate. If you can communicate like this in this fashion continuously over and over and over again, nothing's foolproof. But I guarantee you will have an extremely high succession rate. Let me say it again. Nothing is foolproof, but I guarantee you will have an extremely high succession rate, because you're checking off all of the markers to a woman that's interested in you's balance. Because you're showcasing to her that you can fulfill so many versatile variations in who you are as an individual. And that to her stands out more than anything else. That's like better than fucking gold. Here's the other thing too. You gotta know when to end. This is the biggest thing. Remember, you are the alpha male. You are the controller. The same way that you were able to showcase to her physical attraction, the same way that you were able to showcase to her verbal attraction, the same way that you were able to showcase to her the whole time through body language that you want her, and that she's basically putty in your fucking hands. You got to know how to end it. You never let a woman say, well, it was nice, but I got things that I need to do. No matter how great the conversation was going, you got to be the one to close it out. Because at the end of the day, if you are truly a busy man and you got a lot of shit going on, you don't have time to be talking to somebody, even if you're very interested in them the whole fucking time. You got to know when to start and you got to know when to finish. This is the beginning of understanding how interactions work between masculine men and feminized women. Why do I say masculine and feminine women? Because women that have masculine energy, you're gonna always get these walls up. So your interaction with them is not always gonna be like this. And men that are in a feminized state, they're definitely not going to put women in a feminine state. That's another video, another time, another topic in of itself. But these are the key ingredients that you need to harp on and follow through. You do this over and over and over again. Not only does your succession rate showcases itself high, but it always showcases that you'll turn out at the end of the situation with you basically on her mind, with her thinking about you. And this is how you're gonna know she's gonna reach out to you again. After you've seen a woman physically, see, this is the after effect, because this is very important. Do not reach out to her. You've already given her enough time in that engagement. The very next time, she needs to be the one to reach out to you, because she got your time in that moment. Ignoring women is a psychology like nobody's business. Why do you think people study this psychology so much? Why do you think women are studying this so much? Because they want to know, why do mysterious men ignore them? Well, this is one of the main reasons why. Because ignoring someone creates dominance. There's a dominant element to ignoring someone. After you've engaged with her, now you put her in the ignorance. Because you've already given her time. She has to understand that your time is not free. And that your time is a privilege. If she doesn't understand that, and she doesn't get that, and you don't establish that, she's never going to respect you. And guess what? Her time's going to go somewhere else, or to someone else. Let me say it again. Somewhere else, or let's preference it to someone else. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop on the eggs. I keeps the foot on the whoop on the eggs. Do yourself a favor, man. Watch the video over and over and over again, and you will understand and learn basic fundamental principles on your interaction face to face with women. One, it starts with your physical look. This is why you got to get in the best shape of your life, be in the best frame, and have basically the best shit going on for yourself physically. This showcases discipline. It showcases basically that you are who you say you are. Two, you need to basically have great posture. Don't fidget. Don't be nervous. Keep yourself open. Have an open gait. Keep a very masculine structure and masculine frame in how you move and unction yourself. And gaze upon her. Don't overly fucking stare at her, but stare at her enough to where she knows that you're not intimidated, but you're seducing her. Your starings have to seduce her. It has to create nervous energy. It has to create the hair woofing, all that good stuff. Her, blushing, her doing the stupid giggling. This is what you want, man. You want these things. Men at advanced levels that understand women nature, female nature, however the fuck you want to call it. Well, basically, let's just say women's psychology and their anatomy and physiology. They understand all of these things are crucially important. And then once you've established that, the communication, the cadence, the slowing down of the voice, the seductiveness in the voice. You see, this is my Miami Vice voice. All of these things are important. This is what you got to do, because she has to feel that you're a calming presence to her. And once all of these things are established, get her to laugh, but get her to laugh seductively, not like you're a fucking comedian, and just go with the flow, and then know how to close and end the damn situation. You do all of these things, you're on a high level rate of succession. He Knows Everything just gave you the game, the $1 million game. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.